Hey guys, it's Spawn, head coach of Team Liquid Honda here, and I just wanted to give you an update on the 2025 season. Obviously, as I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen, we are going to retain all of the players going into 2025, and I'm super happy about that. That consistency that I've talked about all year will be continuing into next season. I am a huge proponent that unless there is a specific reason to make change, continuity and allowing players to learn and grow together is really crucial in team sports. When I have a look at how our team performed this year, the peak that we reached in spring, and especially going to EWC, was above what I believe most people, if not all people, expected this team to be able to reach. I think that every single player made each other better. Impact wouldn't have his MVP season if it wasn't for how Ian was playing the mid game and Umpty was facilitating the early game. And Core wouldn't have been able to get to his best in laning phase if it wasn't for Impact jumping in and helping with some of that shot calling. And Yun and APA wouldn't have been able to play with the amount of freedom that they were allowed to play with if they weren't supported so well by the veterans on the lineup. When I look at this team, I'm so excited to see what will happen with another year of experience together and how they are going to continue to push each other and make sure that we're growing in the right direction. So what are the changes? Let's talk the coaching staff. For myself personally, I spent about 8 months away from my family this year. And when we sat down and reviewed the season with Dodo and Steve, honestly, I had to make the call that was a little bit too much. So whilst I will be staying on as a head coach, I will be doing a little bit more of this year online and remote. First thing we did is take this to Core JJ and the rest of the playing group. I think a lot of them saw it coming. It's something that I had spoken to them about a lot throughout the year, how I missed my children, how I missed my partner Jenna, and how I felt like it was a dad's responsibility to be a little bit home a little bit more often than what I currently was. They've all been really supportive. This is something that we did at the start of Split 2. It's something that they're familiar with. And I think that, the leaders on the team in Impact and Core are also going to embrace this challenge of stepping up and being able to fill those shoes whilst I am gone. So what does that actually mean for the team? Well, first things first, they probably get a much happier, healthier head coach that can prioritize a little bit more family time around grinding out the game. But it does mean that we need to make a couple of changes around the Team Liquid Honda staff. First off, we will be retaining Reignover. Going into the offseason, to me, it was crucial to retain Reignover as a strategic coach for the lineup. Reignover is someone that worked with the players every single day, ensuring that they're at their absolute peak. Was responsible for a lot of the concepts that we had within the game, and honestly was just really crucial to the success that we saw and the ability to be able to compete at the international level. I'm sure if you ask anyone around the team, Reignover's infectious attitude and his happiness that he brings is a great counterbalance to my energy. So I'm really looking forward to working with you, Jin. On top of that, we are also retaining our head analyst in Haitham, who allows us to work with our partners in SAP to be able to provide our scouting documents, as well as any of the in-depth draft and champion information that I need during the week. So I'm very happy to have Haitham back on board. In addition to Reignover, we'll be bringing in another coach in Swiffer. Swiffer is going to join us from SK Gaming over in Europe in the LEC. And this guy's been a coach for 5 years now. He started off at Excel as the academy coach, much like I did, and has been the head coach of SK for the last 3 seasons. We came up together in the Oceanic scene. I actually had the pleasure of being his general manager, and this is a guy that brings a wealth of knowledge. Played the game for 8 years as a competitive player, was one of the most legendary mid laners in the Oceanic region, and is someone that I trust implicitly to be able to manage the team whilst I am in Australia working remotely. He has the added benefit of being a mid lane player in the past, so we'll be able to also give a lot of that knowledge over to APA, a player that we obviously see a lot of untapped potential in, and we'll be working closely not only with Ian, but the rest of the team. So when we brought on Swiffer, first thing we do is we set up a chat with Swiffer and Core JJ and make sure that they're aligned on how they want to proceed into the year. I think they're both very excited to work with each other and get to know each other a little bit more. Swiffer is a coach that likes to play the game in an aggressive nature. Core JJ, he's found a second P for that pod. Working with APA is something that Swiffer is definitely also excited about. Swiffer sees a lot of fundamental things that he can help APA with, including his laning phase and just how he moves around the map in the mid game. I think a lot of our focus this year will actually go into how we close out those mid games a little bit more cleanly. This is a guy that, when I bring him in, is for a very specific reason, and I'm looking forward to see how he works with the team and APA in specifics. So obviously going into 2025, it's a new format, a new name, LTA. This is something that I think everyone at Team Liquid is super excited about. Going into Split 1, fearless drafts, best of 3, cross-promotion playoffs with the ability to qualify to the first international tournament. More internationals means more experience for us as well. So I'm a big change guy. I love to embrace change. And I am very excited to see what Riot has prepared, and also to be able to test ourselves against another region a little bit more frequently. So that's it for our 2025 announcements. Again, thank you so much for all the support that you've given, not only me, but the entire team here at Team Liquid Honda in 2024. And let's continue that through to 2025, and let's do some damage. Let's go Liquid.